The story of Facebook begins in a Harvard University dorm room. It was the year 2004. Mark Zuckerberg, a young computer science student, had an idea. He wanted to create a website that would connect all the students on his campus. This was not his first attempt at a social project online. He had previously created a site called FaceMash, which was, pretty controversial. However, the idea of a digital directory for students stayed with him. He saw a need for a platform where students could create profiles, share information about themselves, and see how they were connected to one another in a real, tangible way. This simple concept would soon change the world. Zuckerberg did not build this platform alone. He worked with his college roommates and fellow students. These co-founders included Eduardo Savarino, Andrew McCollum, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes. Each person played a crucial role in the early days. Savarino handled the business side, while Moskovitz and Hughes helped with programming and promotion. Together, they launched a website on February 4, 2004. They called it The Facebook. It was designed to be an exclusive online directory for Harvard students. The initial purpose was very clear: to bring the offline social life of a college campus into the online world, making it easier for students to find and connect with each other. The idea was an instant hit. The exclusivity of the Facebook was a major part of its initial appeal. To join, you needed a Harvard email address. This made it feel like a private club, a special space just for students. Within the first 24 hours, over 1,000 Harvard students had signed up. Students could create a profile with their photo, list their interests, their courses, and their relationship status. They could also poke each other, a simple feature that created a fun way to interact. The platform's design was simple and focused on authenticity, encouraging users to represent their real selves, which was different from other anonymous online platforms of that time. The rapid adoption at Harvard showed that Zuckerberg had tapped into a fundamental human desire for connection. Before the Facebook, it was hard to keep track of classmates or find people who shared your interests outside of your immediate social circle. The platform digitized the college Facebook, a printed directory of students that many universities used to distribute. By making this directory interactive and dynamic, the Facebook allowed students to build and maintain social connections in a much more efficient and engaging manner. This foundation, built on real-world identities and connections, became the core principle that would drive its future success far beyond the walls of Harvard Yard. The overwhelming success at Harvard was just the beginning. Mark Zuckerberg and his team quickly realized that the demand for their platform extended far beyond their own campus. Just 1 month after its launch, in March 2004, the Facebook expanded to other prestigious universities. Students at Stanford, Columbia, and Yale were the next to get access. The expansion strategy was methodical and deliberate. The team continued to add more Ivy League schools and other major universities across the United States and Canada. This phased rollout maintained the feeling of exclusivity and desirability. Each new campus that gained access felt like it was being invited into a select and growing community, fueling excitement and rapid sign-ups. A few significant changes occurred during this period of rapid growth. In 2005, the company made a simple but important branding decision. It purchased the domain name Facebook.com for $200,000 and officially dropped the from its name. It was now simply Facebook. This change made the name cleaner, more memorable, and easier to scale globally. Around the same time, Facebook introduced one of its most important features, the ability to upload photos. This transformed the platform from a simple directory into a rich visual scrapbook of people's lives. Users could now share albums of their experiences, parties, and travels, making the platform far more personal and engaging for everyone involved. The platform continued its careful expansion beyond college students. It first opened up to high school students, further broadening its user base. Then came a monumental shift. In September 2006, Facebook made the decision to open its doors to the entire world. Anyone over the age of 13 with a valid email address could now create a profile. This was a pivotal moment that marked Facebook's transition from a niche student network to a global social utility. The platform was no longer just for the young or the academically inclined. It was for parents, grandparents, small business owners, and communities of all kinds. This decision set the stage for explosive international growth. The move to open the platform to everyone was a huge risk. Some of the early users who enjoyed the exclusivity were worried that it would lose its cool factor. However, the opposite happened. The network effect took over. The more people who joined, the more valuable the platform became for everyone. You could now connect with family members living in different countries, reconnect with old friends from your hometown, and join groups based on shared hobbies or interests. Facebook was no longer just about who you knew at school, it was about your entire social graph, past and present, and it was accessible to almost anyone with an internet connection. As Facebook welcomed millions of new users from around the world, it needed new ways to keep them engaged. In 2006, the company introduced a feature that would fundamentally change how people experience the platform, the newsfeed. Before the newsfeed, users had to visit individual profiles to see what their friends were up to. The newsfeed brought all of these updates, status changes, new photos, and new connections into a single, constantly updating stream on the user's homepage. Initially, this feature was met with protests over privacy, as some users felt it shared too much information automatically. However, it soon became the central feature of the Facebook experience. Building on the success of the newsfeed, Facebook introduced another iconic feature in 2009, the like button. This simple thumbs-up icon gave users a quick and easy way to acknowledge a post without having to write a full comment. It was a form of lightweight interaction that dramatically increased user engagement. People started sharing more content, hoping to get likes from their friends. The like button also provided Facebook with valuable data about what content users found interesting, which helped the company refine the newsfeed algorithm to show people more of what they wanted to see. It became a universal symbol of approval across the internet. Facebook's growth during this period was astronomical. It quickly became a publicly traded company with its initial public offering, or IPO, in May 2012, one of the biggest in the history of technology. This influx of capital allowed the company to accelerate its global expansion and make strategic acquisitions. The most significant of these were the purchases of Instagram in 2012 and WhatsApp in 2014. These acquisitions were, honestly, brilliant moves. Instead of trying to compete with these fast-growing mobile platforms, Facebook brought them into its family of apps. This allowed the company to capture different segments of the market and solidify its dominance in the social media and mobile messaging landscape. The platform evolved far beyond a simple social network for friends. It became a powerful tool for businesses to reach customers through targeted advertising. It also became a major source of news and information for millions of people, for better and for worse. Community groups formed around every imaginable topic, from local neighborhood watches to international fan clubs. Political campaigns used the platform to organize supporters and spread their messages. Facebook had successfully embedded itself into the fabric of daily life, transforming how people communicate, consume media, and participate in society. It was no longer just a website, it was a global utility. With great power comes great responsibility, and, Facebook's immense influence brought it under intense scrutiny. The platform played a significant role in major world events. During the Arab Spring in the early 2010s, activists used Facebook to organize protests and spread information, demonstrating its potential as a tool for positive social change and political mobilization. It connected people in ways that were, honestly, previously impossible, giving a voice to the voiceless and helping to topple authoritarian regimes. Similarly, it's been used for countless fundraising campaigns for charitable causes and to provide critical updates and support during natural disasters, really showcasing its capacity for good on a massive scale. However, the platform's power also had a dark side. The same tools that could be used to organize for democracy could also be used to spread misinformation and propaganda. This became a major global concern, especially following the 2016 US presidential election. Investigations revealed how foreign actors had used Facebook to create fake accounts and run targeted ad campaigns designed to influence voters and sow social division. The platform's algorithms, designed to maximize engagement, were criticized for creating so-called filter bubbles and echo chambers, where users were primarily shown content that reinforced their existing beliefs, potentially increasing polarization within society. The biggest scandal to hit the company came in 2018 with the Cambridge Analytica controversy. It was revealed that the political consulting firm had improperly harvested the personal data of millions of Facebook users without their consent. This data was then used to build psychological profiles of voters to target them with political advertising. The scandal sparked a massive public outcry and, honestly, a crisis of trust for Facebook. users and regulators alike became acutely aware of how much personal data the company collected and how that data could be misused. The incident raised fundamental questions about user privacy and data protection in the digital age. In response to the Cambridge Analytica scandal and growing public pressure, Facebook took several steps to address privacy concerns. Mark Zuckerberg was called to testify before the U.S. Congress, where he apologized for the company's mistakes. Facebook implemented new, clearer privacy controls to give users more power over how their data is shared and used. It also began to invest more heavily in content moderation, hiring thousands of people, and developing AI systems to detect and remove harmful content like hate speech and fake accounts. Despite these efforts, the debate over Facebook's role in society, its impact on mental health, and its handling of user data continues to this day. Facing ongoing challenges to its reputation and seeing the future of technology shifting, the company made a bold and transformative move. In October 2021, Mark Zuckerberg announced that Facebook, the parent company, was rebranding itself as Meta. This change did not affect the names of its individual apps like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. They would all continue to operate under their existing brands. Instead, the rebranding signaled a fundamental shift in the company's long-term vision. The new focus was on building the metaverse, a new generation of the internet based on immersive virtual and augmented reality experiences. The concept of the metaverse is, honestly, an ambitious one. Zuckerberg envisions it as a persistent, shared virtual space where people can interact with each other as digital avatars. In this future, you could work, play, shop, and socialize in a three-dimensional digital world, transcending the limitations of physical geography. Meta began investing billions of dollars into its Reality Labs division to develop the necessary hardware, such as the Quest VR headsets, and the software to make this vision a reality. This pivot was a massive bet on what the company believes will be the next major computing platform after the mobile phone. A future where our digital and physical lives become even more deeply intertwined. Today, the platform once known simply as Facebook continues to be a dominant force in the global digital landscape. With billions of users across its family of apps, it remains a central hub for communication, community, and commerce for a significant portion of the world's population. It connects families across continents, provides small businesses with a global marketplace, and offers a platform for countless communities to thrive. The company's journey has been a remarkable one, charting a course from a simple dorm room project to a sprawling digital empire that has fundamentally reshaped human interaction on a global scale. The story of Facebook, now Meta, is far from over. It is a story of innovation, explosive growth, and immense social impact, but also one of controversy and complex challenges. The company's transition towards the metaverse represents its next chapter, an attempt to once again define the future of how we connect with one another. Whether this ambitious vision will succeed remains to be seen. What is certain is that the journey from that Harvard dorm room has created a legacy that has already left a permanent mark on the 21st century, changing society in ways its creators could have never imagined on that cold February day in 2004.